Hey everybody, it's your old pal Brian Hunt. Welcome to another episode of 60 Seconds of Risk. Today I'm on vacation. I'm coming to you from wonderful Dripping Springs here in the heart of the Texas Hill Country. But don't you worry, no matter if I'm on vacation or not, I'm always going to come here to spend some time with you to talk to you about pertinent risk management insurance information so you can better protect you, your family, and your companies. I'm always going to be here for you. Along those lines, I'm going to take this time talking about a topic that sometimes people get a little confused about or might be a little hazy, and that's the difference between an additional insured or a named insured. And let's talk about that real quick. Think about your own property insurance policy you might have with your local agent, or think about you and your companies. Go take a look at your policy that you have, your general liability, your workers' comp, your auto, and look at it right across on the front page. You should see named insured. That is the owner of the insurance policy. That is the person who gets 100% of the benefits of the insurance policy. That's the group or firm also required for making the payment, doing the claims, also get notice of cancellation if something occurs. That is the owner of the policy. Now sometimes, especially in construction, you're going to see a lot of times where an owner, developer wants a general contractor to have that general contractor named the owner or developer on the policy. Now typically what that might be is not to have him as a named insured, but to have him as an additional insured. And what that means is that general contractor might be doing some work on a construction site on behalf of the owner. The owner is an additional insured, and therefore, as a result, gets coverage, but not 100% coverage, but coverage pertaining to the efforts that might occur or the liability as a result of the efforts by the general contractor on behalf of the owner. So if you are an additional insured, you're getting coverage, not exclusively 100% coverage from the policy, but you're getting coverage for the efforts being done on your behalf. So there is coverage to be provided, an additional insured on the named insurance policy, but an additional insured does not have the ability to call up the agent or broker to ask to modify the policy. You don't get the notice of cancellation rights. You're not required for payment either. So there's kind of an area where either named insured has complete control of the policy, and additional insured is named on the policy but does not have complete control. Now what can actually happen in the middle of that is what we call an additional named insured. That's where say, general contractor, rather than having additional insured for the property owner just becomes an additional named insured. They have full coverage of the policy. And how that might look like is, let's say you've got $1 million coverage on a general liability. Under a named insured policy, you have the owner gets full coverage. If there's an additional insured on the coverage, they actually might end up sharing the limit. So if something came about, you don't really have $1 million coverage here, $1 million coverage here. What you are is sharing the 1 million, so basically 500,000 each. However, if you're an additional named insured, you get the full limits of the policy. So if it's a $1 million limit on your general liability, the named insured gets 1 million, and the additional named insured gets 1 million. Now, with the additional name status, there's some modifications that can be done so that the additional named insured is not responsible for making the payment on the premium, or is not entitled to get cancellation notifications. That can sort of be modified a little gray. But in the hierarchy of coverage, named insured is best, additional insured is not as good as named insured, and in the middle, additional named insured. I hope you found this beneficial. Like always, you can find my posts here on LinkedIn. Please leave any comments suggesting any people you want to see or topics covered on my next episode. I'd love to take that into account. You can also subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can also find these links to my Twitter account. Until next time, bye.